How's it going, my dudes? Welcome back to another video. So I was looking through YouTube for some World Flipper content, especially from the JP point of view, and I chanced upon a raid event that's happening right now. So this is going to be a server-wide raid. I'll go through the details later, but this is the channel that I have taken the information from, Casual-1. He does upload some World Flipper JP content, so if you are really interested to know what's happening 2 years ahead, this is a great place for you to get those information. So here's the channel, and if you would like to, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. But anyway, let's get back into the video content. We have World Flipper JP raid event. Let's tackle the first world boss raid. So from this screen over here, what we can see is that the boss has a 57.9% HP remaining. This is a server-wide HP, so he starts off at 100% and he goes all the way down to 0%, depending on the difficulty of the boss that you're facing. The rewards and the chunk of HP that you take away from the boss changes. So the higher the difficulty, the better the rewards and the more damage that you do onto the boss. So let's take a look at how this run looks like, and then afterwards I'll talk a little bit more about what you can expect from the boss reward shop in the future. So let's begin. Okay, so I should stop here for a while and mention that the three teams that you are seeing here are all this player's units. So as you can see on the bottom right, you will notice that the names all belong to him. It's the same person. So what this means is you are able to bring in 3 different teams of units to tackle the same boss. So if you have a lot of units, if you're summoning like crazy, this is where your units can be quite useful. So this is a really good content where you can showcase your total DPS of probably a large plethora of units that you have. So I think it's a really nice touch. I was really looking forward to this. I think this was something that they could have done earlier, but at least it is on the horizon. So let's continue the video. So perhaps another thing that we are noticing is that the boss has a tremendous amount of HP. We are given 15 entire minutes just to beat this boss, and take note that this is on the highest difficulty as well. But as you can see, he's really doing a lot of numerical damage, and yet the boss is still pretty healthy. Okay, that was a remarkable 21 million damage at the end. That was pretty epic. But okay, so a few things that I noticed from here. He was using poison. I don't really know whether like in the future or like is his team optimal, but he is taking on the highest difficulty boss as well. So the fact that he is using poison, maybe he is using poison scaling damage, right? Poison scaling DPS. Suizan, for example, SAR. And I think perhaps this is a great opportunity. Like we can specifically tailor our teams for the various roles that we need instead of relying on the co-op mates, instead of relying on other people, instead of relying on pups to formulate a working team. So you can have like one team who is just straight up like one punch support style, right? Just a lot of support DPS. You can have another team that is like just dropping a lot of debuffs, like all the resistance downs, attack debuffs, stuns. I'm not sure whether stuns work here, or rather paralysis. So yeah, this gives you a lot of room to explore like different kinds of synergies and all that, and how different various teams can work together very nicely in your control as well. Right, so do you guys see that? He actually dropped the boss by 0.1% just by defeating the boss. I'm not sure whether is it rounded up or anything like that. It's probably rounded up, if not it just takes 1,000 defeats to kill him. I doubt it's that simple because this is after all a server-wide event. So you take a look over here again. From 57.9 to 57.8. Alright, for starters, this is the loot box that you're gonna get. So this is very similar to Drug Island Lost. If you have played Drug Island Lost before, this is like the Blazons, okay? So when you beat the boss, if you look at the reward screen previously, you'll notice that we picked up some blue color crystals. And those crystals act as currency for you to exchange for random items in this particular loot box. So as you can see at the top, there are 5. I think it starts from A, B, C, D, E. So he's currently at box number E, alphabet E. And eventually you will reach a point where the final box becomes auto renewable. So you will never run out of rewards, right? So the more boss fights you do, the more potential rewards you can get. However, it seems like this is going to be solo. I'm not sure whether it's going to be multiplayer, right? But the thing is, he's running solo because he's using 3 different teams. If he's running solo, means he's going to be using stamina, which means that this is not going to be an infinite source of rewards. Just in case you were wondering if you can just spam bells, this may not be possible over here. Okay, another thing that I note from this is that it drops freaking 10 pool tickets, right? So it drops 10 pool unit tickets and it drops 10 pool armament tickets. It also drops potentially a number of singles as well. So we can expect some really good resources over here. I think it's also quite beginner friendly because I have a few Discord members from my Discord server. They've just created an account and they are able to participate in this event as well, albeit just the lowest level. But here are some other things. Okay, so if you defeat the boss up to 5 times, you can get these golden tickets. Okay, and what these golden tickets do, I will cover it in just a moment. But if you notice, you will unlock that ingot that helps you to upgrade your armament. So this is going to be very good in case like you're using gacha armaments and you want a dupe of it, you can just use the ingot to raise it up by 1 level. And also there is a freaking 1500 beat reward over here if everyone in the entire server beats the boss 3 times, right? And not only that, there is also going to be the 5-star extra gem, pretty straightforward. So here is where you use the golden scrolls. So this shop, I think it's a standalone shop. It's not actually tied to the event itself, but rather this is like a achievement screen for you, for all players, for example, who participate in epic events such as the World Raid boss. So as you can see over here, with 50 scrolls, you can exchange for the ingot, and I think you can exchange for a little bit of right pieces. I can't read Japanese. But also with 40 scrolls, you can exchange for specific armaments as well. And I'm not sure what they do, but they look pretty epic. And here's the rest. There is also a 10 pool ticket as well. Okay, you can exchange 30 of these scrolls for 10 pool tickets. So it seems like the armaments above are linked to elements. So I think you have the thunder gun, wind staff, light sword, water bow, fire whip, and dark katana. And of course below that there are some extra resources, some resource packs. Okay, so from the kanji that I can read, there is the big pack and there is also the small pack. Also, this is not particularly related to the World Raid boss event. However, these are the list of events that JP has right now. So there is the World Raid event, of course, and there is the 2nd anniversary event, and there is something called the Forward Dreamers of Darkness. So there is yet another event happening, okay? But as you can see below, there is a lot more to expect in terms of events in the future. And then also, if you take a look at this page, this is probably something that I'll call the event compendium. These past events get stacked over here so that new players can then clear them. So as you can see at the bottom, the skyscraper event, that's dropping for us coming, I think like 23rd December or something like that, 24th, around Christmas period. And that event is going to stick for the entirety of the game's lifespan itself because of the event compendium. Each of these, I believe that they have their own armaments as well, they have their own beat payoffs, they have their own tickets maybe. So good stuff to come. There is a lot for you guys to expect in the future. So I guess I can end off this video right here, but before I do so, I'd like to make a big shout out to everyone who has helped make this video a possibility. So of course there is Casual-1, thanks for your video, that really helps a lot. Thanks to 53 on Moth, I butchered your name, I'm sorry, and Who as well for the screenshots, those were very helpful. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, it really helps the channel. This has been free to play by the way, and as always, I will see you in the next video.